Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back for another pick a card reading. Welcome back to Whispers of the Soul. Our topic today is all related with the energy of what you need to forgive your parents for. For some people, it might be parents. For some people, it might just be either your mom, your dad, or auntie, your uncle, or brother, whatever it is. We live in a world that unfortunately, even some families might make it look like everything is beautiful. The reality that we know it's not true. Yes, not everything is so bad as it looks like, but some people they go through problems in their family relationships that end up actually taking the best of them because they feel like they've been robbed from something. Sometimes there is someone to blame, and sometimes we can't even blame anyone. Why? Because the circumstances tend to make us or oblige us to take decisions that sometimes are not the best, but unfortunately is what people do in accordance with what they are able to understand and what they have around them at that particular moment. We are going to have three piles: pile number one, pile number two, and pile number three. Pick the pile that you feel most drawn to, and let's find out what you need to forgive your parents for. And even if my reading starts and you feel like, okay, it's not going in accordance with the topic, don't worry. There must be a reason for it. Because if we open the cards, for some people, we might be able to face straight away a pain that comes from the past, but you are not even aware that is influencing your life right now. So remember, this is a general reading, therefore, only pick up what resonates with you. By all means, let's say there's someone in here that has a wonderful family life. There's no reason for you to come to this pick a card reading because the chances are you might not even feel connected with half of the things that I'm about to say. Why? Because this problem does not affect you. So don't worry. If you want to learn anything from it, take it on board. Otherwise, remember, sometimes not all pick a cards apply to everyone. And for certain people, maybe I might not even be your reader. And there's no offense taking in there because each person needs to look for the energy that is meant to make good things in your life. People that are able to connect them either in a moment or in a lifetime. What really matters is that energy of connection that makes you see the beauty behind the words and allows you to understand why certain things are said. They are not meant to be near to harm you, but they are meant to be here to open your eyes and help you see things in a different way. Who knows? They will be able to help you to heal. So let's start our reading with pile number one. So, for people connected with pile number one, what you need to forgive your parents and why you need to do that. The first reason is for you to be able to move on and to avoid taking this energy to your next of kins. And by next of kins in here, even if it's not the right word, I mean, in the moment that you form your family, you want to make sure that you do the best that you can to not take on board the things that your parents have shared with you to your own kids when you are aware that they weren't healthy energies. You are in a position that is a comfortable way of saying that you matured enough, you are self aware and self conscious that sometimes even the people that are meant to be there to protect us, they don't care, they don't take the right actions or the right decisions. So, unfortunately, when you grow up, you start realizing that maybe they didn't have your best interests in account, but they haven't done it on purpose. Remember, sometimes some parents might put their kids through the things they thought that they wanted for their own lives because they weren't able to materialize their wishes. They are passing it to their own kids. One of these examples in here, I think it will fit properly for certain people. People that believe that, let's say, they're meant to be work in the circus, okay? don't take offense with this for certain people. They're meant to be clowns working in the hospital to take a smile to children, for example, to make a change in other people's life. But your parents don't see this as a profession. They strongly believe that, for example, you should be a doctor, you should be a teacher. Therefore, they've been forcing you all your life to be something that you didn't want to become. And today, it's almost like a dream that hasn't been fulfilled. Why? Because half of your life you've been doing something that wasn't for your benefit, but was for the benefit of what your parents believed it was the right thing for you. Let's see what we have in here. We have clarity, we have the unicorn, and we have breed, pile number 1. The first thing that I'm going to say to you, okay, it might apply to you, it might not apply. It's up to you to decide in which stage of healing you are. Pile number 1, although it's nice to blame someone, and yes, I believe you are right about it, you need to understand that they haven't done it on purpose. They thought that they were doing the best they could to provide you with the life that you deserve. So majority of people that came to this pioneer, I believe that at least 85% of people did live a comfortable life. But unfortunately, in the moment that you stop living under your parents' wings, you need to discover what is your purpose. And at that time, it felt like almost you were caged. It felt like almost the energy of the devil card on the tarot. Because you see the devil card has certain change surrounding people. Which means they don't know how to free themselves. Because they've been conditioned to a specific situation. So they raise you without of the awareness of you being able to make a choice for your own self. So the message that comes in here says, see this situation with open eyes. Use truth to enlighten you and make wise choices about your career and love life. Pile number 1, you are on your own right now. Even if your parents are alive, you are still on your own. Why? Because you're about to free or unchain yourself. You're about to embark or emerge yourself with your highest purpose. But in this journey of yours, you will come across of things that no one showed it to you. So you need to be patient and tolerant while you're changing. You came a long way, and it's time for you to believe that you can do it. Why do I say you can do it? Because this message says, breathe in the universal energy that connects mind, body, and soul as one. Feel the energy of love as it flows through every cell of your body. Pile number 1. I believe pile number 1 being training or practicing self-awareness, meditation, breathing, positive attitudes, changing yourself, self-inflicting positive changes for your life. So I believe that you need to congratulate yourself because you came from far actually. You've done so many wonderful changes, and majority of them you've done it alone. But I believe as well you need to say thank you to your parents, because one way or another, whatever they provided you with, it did equip you for you to be able actually to confront this reality of ours. For you to be able to live in 2022, you need to be 2022. Look at me, I'm already in next year. For you to be able to live in this era that we are living right now, post-COVID, post so many things post self confrontation as well, you need to recognize that is the background that you have that is supporting you to be able to stand strong. So, without you realizing, your parents gift you with something that you weren't able to touch, your inner power. You are powerful, you are strong, but the power and the energy that comes in here as being strong was being actually, um, the right word is not condensed, but you're being limited actually at the time. Why? Because you have to follow rules. But now you are free to go. So, pile number one, I want to use the word regardless, okay? But because this is a general reading, I'm pretty sure some people that have been going through a tough situation, tougher than the words that I've been using, maybe regardless might not be the right word for you. Therefore, you might not be able to embrace everything that I'm going to say. But what I want to share is, regardless of everything that you had to go through, I think you need to use the power of your own imagination to see the beauty within everything that you had to go through. Because some people, I don't think you had to go through a lot of bad things actually. I strongly believe that majority of people did have a comfortable life that was provided by your parents. For some people, parents might be someone that has been raised in the college, in a private school. For other family members, whatever it is, rest assured, I believe that majority of people, they did have a good foundation. And that good foundation, it's something that so many people do not have. Not even with all the money in this world, they are not able actually to become the person that you are today. And what else we have in here? We have cleansing waters, pile number one. For sure, there is a demand from the spiritual realm for you to heal yourself, especially for the other 15% that are unwilling to move forward. You are blocking your own luck, your own abundance. Majority of people in here, I'm pretty sure that you are overcoming this situation because a lot of you have been doing internal work, self-healing, self-awareness, changes, especially for people that have been working with radionic table. I suggest you, whatever you do it, if you haven't done it, if you never done it, whatever you find the person to do it, make sure you ask them to heal your inner child and to bring harmony for your um, relation with your parents, in this case in particular. I don't know how other people do it, okay? But me personally, for example, on my radionic table, there are certain things that I already incorporate in there because I believe they are really important for inner healing. One of them is to heal the inner child, and the other thing that might not be there but you should ask is to ask to put a topic that relates with bringing balance and harmony in your relationship with your family member. And this will help you to detach yourself from things and situations that you are unable to do it by yourself because your heart is unwilling to let go. But not because they don't want to forgive them, they don't know how to do it. So you need to help your own self. So my message in here will be, people that are already doing the healing, keep doing it because you are targeting exactly the energy that you are meant to. Is the healing energy between your inner child and your parents. For people that never done it or they are struggling to do it, I would recommend you to find a wonderful healer for you. Sometimes it's a question of trial and errors till you find the right person. But I'm pretty sure that finding a right person is not follow the money, is to follow your heart. If they prove you wrong and you believe that they are wrong, what I would say to you, forgive yourself. I'm pretty sure they will help you to learn something that you need to make sure that in the next time you need to have in consideration. Why am I saying that? I can't talk for everyone, even for myself. I might come across to someone that I might have the best intentions, but this person, because they are unwilling to realize the truth, they might think that the work that I'm doing doesn't represent the reality. Why? Because they are not ready to confront themselves. So in these particular situations, you might lose certain clients, but it's okay. Why? Because sometimes they need time to allow the healing to manifest, for them to be able to realize in the future that they were wrong. Actually, they were needing just time to see things in a different way. For these people, they will go back to the person they thought that they were wrong, and actually they were there to support them. For the other people, it's really normal. You might come across to a healer or a client, depending vice versa, that your energy doesn't go. Yes, the person will do the work, it will help you, but I am not sure if in the future you will be able to keep doing the same thing. Why? Because sometimes our energy doesn't go with the person's energy. And this is almost like you, let's say, for example, doing a job that you love, but you're unwilling to let go because the person that is supporting you, it's making you dislike your job. And by all means, this explanation that I gave, I can't even rewind because I felt like, oh, what did I spoke? I'm not even sure, okay? So what I'm trying to say in here is sometimes we need to accept things the way they are. There's no need to force. Sometimes there's no answer for everything. A part of accepting the things the way they are. So pile number 1. You need to forgive your parents for not being able to show you the world the way it is, for not allowing you to perceive the life that you want, by them believing they knew what was the best thing for you. Although they wronged you in one way, I'm pretty sure you are grateful for so many other things. So when the time comes in, there will be a moment in your life, then you guys will be able to hug each other like if it was the first time and there was no pain at all around you. Why? Because you will be able to understand the reasons behind their actions. What you need to do to keep helping yourself? Purificate and activate vibrant life force by cleansing your energy so you can attract your abundance. Because abundance is pouring into your life, but you need to be open to receive it completely. Pile number 1. Part of you is healed, the other part is healing, and there's a tiny bit that is a bit resistant. But you will be able to let go and move on. This is the message for people connected with pile number 1. And pile number 1, please let go, because whatever you have in front of you, it's better actually than what you have, because you don't want to miss this infinite abundance because you are unable to let go of pains that do not represent your reality anymore. Okay, so this is the message for people connected with pile number 1. For people connected with pile number 2, what you need to forgive your parents for. First of all, let's see what is the energy surrounding you right now. We have loss and we have guardians. Pile number 1, number 2, I'm sorry. First of all, the message that is coming in here is I'm sorry for your loss, okay? Because some people in here, they felt the pain of losing their parents really early. Other people, I don't think we are talking about parents, But I believe you're talking about the people that do raise you, gave you love, and showed you what is really important in this life. So the gratitude that some people have in here is not towards that their real parents, but is towards people that meant a lot to them. So we have two energies in here. So try to find out which one applies to you. So the majority of people that came to pile number 2, you regret the energy of, sorry, I'm trying to translate it in my own language, put it in English, it's not coming out. Forgive your parents for not being present in your life. I think this is the best way I can put it right now. For some certain people, forgive your parents for not being present in your life, either because you lost them at an early age or because they weren't present in your life and you were supported by someone else. I know for certain people, forgiving in here doesn't mean understand, but it means I'm not able to change the past. The only thing I can do is to embrace the future. And how can I do that? It says in here, feelings of disappointment and loss will soon fade as you find strength in love. Love is patient and kind, so persist, learn, and emerge stronger. And I don't even think I need to add anything in here. And it says, you are loved and protected from this card in here. You are loved and protected by your guardians above. You are also a guardian of children as you bring strength, courage, and love to all those in need. Pile number 2. It's time for you to see that you have certain energies around you that do not represent the physical energy of the people that you lost, but they are spiritually with you. So I can say for certain people, sometimes it's better have a parent in heaven that is taking care of us than having one in this physical world that is doing everything to get rid of you, of us. And here I don't want to point fingers. Each person knows where their truth lies. It might be a tiny bit cruel, maybe what I'm saying, but if we remove the beauty of trying to perceive the perfect world that doesn't exist, we will be able to make this imperfection in something perfect by recognizing that everything has its meaning, everything has its reason, and just because we do not like it, it doesn't mean there are not some people in this world that are going through exactly this experience that I'm saying. People that do have their parents alive, but they mistreat them, or vice versa. So it's really important for certain people to sometimes ask yourself, better alone or better with people that doesn't even bring a single smile in your life? Yes, it is painful because as human beings, we rather have something in our side, even if it's sort of hurting us. We never see the other side. Why? Because we've been taught in believing that everything that we lose needs to bring us down. Sometimes it is the opposite. So let's see what else we have in here. We have the fox. Surprise others with favors. Pile number 2. I don't think the reading in here is for your parents. I think it's for someone else. Someone else that was there for you. They supported you. Someone else that showed you the other side of compassion. I have an energy of outsider in here, pile number 2. Even if we are talking about your parents, I think you don't have that connection with them, especially because you guys don't know each other. So this reading in here might be specific for certain people. I'm going to reveal these 2 cards in here to see if I have a different picture in here. Mystic Healer, pile number 2. I'm going to say pile number two is not from this world in here, but it's either you, it's either your the energy surrounding you. And we have surrendering to the journey. Pile number two. Look, this is a general reading, so I can't dive in deep in this topic. Actually, because I'm not even sure if I have the energy and the capacity to go through it on a general reading. Why? Because every time you talk about one thing, there's another question that is raised, there's another answer, and there's another topic that is rising from this situation. So it can be a really bit complicated for me to try to do a pick a card reading as a general reading and dive in the how can I say, to dive in your heart without me knowing who I'm speaking with, because each person have their own story, and the story does change in accordance with the person in this case. So what I'm feeling in here, pile number uh, two, I'm going to focus in exactly what I was saying. Some people lost their parents really early. Even if it's not early, it was at a time that probably you needed them the most, because we have mystic healer and guardians in here. They are pretty much coming in the same way, in the same way that surrender to the journey is connected with this energy of loss. And this goes back to the people that lost their parents, or they didn't have their parents in their life and someone else was supporting them. And this includes people in the physical realm, which are the parents that you lost. They are supporting you. They are not present physically in your life, but they are there spiritually. We have as well people that have been raised by someone else's compassion. Their energy were able to heal you, to go through you and flow through you. So you've been raised by different people, but still you surprised everyone by the way you look. And for some people in here as well, we have the energy of people that have been sent, for example, for private school. They've been raised by the institution, but that's because their parents were able to afford to send them to a better school. But in the process of sending you to a better school, I think they failed to realize that they didn't give you the love you were needing. So you've been raised by the institution, but you became a great person. For other people, what we have in here is exactly that example that I was giving. People that have physical parents, but these people are not loved, are not supported. They are controlled, actually. So what they are needing to do, and this in this moment I believe my message has to go for people that are being controlled by their parents. There's an energy in here to say you will find comfort on your spiritual journey. Through the process of discovering yourself, you will come in touch with your sorrows, and you will be able to release not just the control, but the pain that has been living inside you. But for that, you need to believe that soon this pain will fade away, and you will be able to replace the sorrow for happiness, the loss for love. For other people in here, I believe the message is straightforward. People that are unable to forgive their parents and they are aware of this energy around them, you probably needing a support of a healer. Because this energy of this powerful woman, for certain people, okay, not everyone, if it's not a woman, they have their emotional energy really high. They're not people that just act. They think, they feel before they do, because they try to make sure that if they are going to help you, they want to make sure that nothing backfires to you in the future. So you will be able to be helped by a mystic healer to overcome this particular situation. No, it's not overnight, but it is a process. It's not a process that will last, of course, 50, 60, 70 years, but for certain people, it can be anything between 2 to 3 months minimum, depending on the healing. Because what I'm feeling in here is almost like therapy. So, therapy is not a one off, it's a sequence of sessions that will help you release. So, pile number 2, I hope this message in here is able to open a space in your heart. If it's not in your heart, wherever you are hiding this pain, I hope that whatever you heard in here will open a space for you to be able to find your person that is going to help you to release. So ask yourself, are you needing help from outside? If yes, look for it. If you feel like you're able to do it by yourself because you have so much support around you, pile number 2, you're able to do it yourself as well. Is it going to be painful? Yes, of course it's going to be painful because you're running from the pain. So even when you're running from the pain to allow to bring something good in your life, it's going to be painful because there is an effort that you're putting to do something that you're not able or you haven't been able to do on a while. So it's almost like trying to implement a change. When you try to implement a change, it takes time. Time for you to adapt, time for you to accept, time for you to release. So, pile number 2, forgiveness is possible, but it depends on you as well. Are you ready to let go? If yes, I can guarantee you, you will be able to surprise other people. And while you surprise other people, you will be able to help them as well. Why? Because you will discover that there are so many people, if they knew how to overcome certain problems, they would understand that you don't need to do it alone. So, pile number 2, I have the feeling that you are about to go on a new journey to discover a new way of healing that is going to be something that you will find fantastic. Fantastic enough not just to do, to share. Some people, they might be willing to learn this healing technique. But rest assured, forgiveness is possible for your parents. It doesn't matter if they are alive or not. What really matters is it's possible. And when I say it doesn't matter if they are alive or not, once again, please take my words as me just expressing myself without going through the feelings that you have right now. Because sometimes when I'm doing my readings, I have to confess, if I'm going to engage with all the energies and understand everything, I will be dead the next day. Why I'm saying that? Because it will be overwhelming. So one thing, it's you speaking with one person and sharing your feelings. Other thing is doing a card reading, for example, a general pick a card reading. One of the things that people do not understand, it doesn't matter if you have one view or two views. What really matters is whatever you are speaking, you are putting out there in the universe for someone that is needing it. The world have so many people, the chances are, in the moment you are putting your words out, not everyone is tuned in your frequency. But when they come and they discover who you are, remember, this is the energy that you are already releasing in advance to help other people. So it's almost like you're connecting with much that you can really bear. So to avoid you losing yourself in the process, sometimes we detach ourselves from feelings to make sure we can do your work properly. Another example that they are telling me to share with you in here is open the news. How much pain do you see? Tell me, what do you do in the end of the day? Keep living that pain or create an alternative reality so you can keep living your life. Why do you do that? Because if you're going to engage with the news every single day, some people might become miserable. The news is not for everyone, it's for certain people. Yes, we need to be informed, but there must be another way of being informed without losing ourselves in the process of living the pain of other people. And that doesn't mean that you're not empathic. It means that you care for other people, but you care for yourself as well. So it's about protecting yourself and do what you can to protect other people. So what I would say in here, because I felt like this reading of mine in here is the first time that I'm doing it, okay? I felt the calling for this reading. I'm doing it. So my feelings that I have in here is like it's a reading that can be really emotional for certain people. And when you do not use the right words, sometimes it's easy to hurt someone else because they think that you're not able to understand them. So that's not the case. For Therefore, for this particular pile in here, okay, if I expressed myself, in no circumstances I'm wishing to hurt you or thinking that the pain that you're going through doesn't represent the reality, or it doesn't mean that you don't care. What I'm trying to say in the end, this is my job, is to say I care, but because I cannot change the past, I need to see what is ahead. Why? Because my job is to help people release, is to help people to come from their shadow and see the beauty that does exist in them. My job, if it's possible, for what I understand, it's to bring light where there is darkness. Not because the darkness does not exist, but because the darkness needs the light and the light needs the darkness. This is the way the world is. You can't have just negative, you can't just have positive. You need to have both of them together. This is the message for people connected with pile. Number 2, you can do it, you can heal, you can forgive. Just look for the people that are able to support you. So, for people connected with pile, number 3, what you need to forgive your parents for. What we have in here, we have free will. Pile number 3, we have resistance in here, first of all, okay? All other piles, I felt like there was no struggle in power. I think this is the best way of saying struggle in power is we would have, like, for example, a child following the orders of their parents or a child that didn't have their parents present in there. Even though someone was um, in a position where they can give orders, in here what I'm seeing is two people measuring their power. So I don't want to go through the reading without seeing all the cards, so I can make sure that the message that I'm going to convey is going to be suitable for all ages. Why? Because we might have in here young people probably arguing with their parents, and that sometimes is not being seen as, how can I say, it's two different people trying to measure what they can do. Someone believes that they are in a free world, they can say whatever they want, and the other one thinks that even though we live in a free world, I'm still your parent, I'm paying for your bills, so I believe I deserve more respect. Okay, so I'm feeling an energy of people that shouldn't be in here. I don't know why. It might not be for everyone, but we are aware that for sure not everyone, when they subscribe to certain pages, even if you put in there over 18, they might be under. But sometimes as well, I might be feeling an energy of someone that might be maybe 18, 19, 20, 21, but still inside them there is a child, not an adult. Okay, so let me see all the cards, and after I will allow the energy to flow. There's nothing I can do anyway. Nature, look at this. Nature, there's nothing I can do actually. So what do we, I think this is going to be the last card to be revealed. Uncovering treasure. Beneath the surface lies great bounty. And we have rejuvenating rain, clear the past, heal the present. Pile number three, the first thing that we have in here, I don't think it's about healing, it's about controlling yourself, it's about freeing yourself from certain restraints, but do it with love, do it with compassion, do it with um, be more tolerant. I think this is the word in here, okay? The word in here, I believe this pile in here, we are talking more about relationships than about what you need to forgive your parents. People that parents are well, they are alive, thanks God. People that um, do live in a family, but they don't see each other as family. Then yes, of course, all this kind of relationship, at a long run, it will imprint some sadness inside us. But the free will in me is telling me that, look, things might not look good, but I can guarantee you that you cannot impress me with your behavior. Whatever you're doing, it's not helping, it's making things worse. So each person needs to ask themselves, where do I stand in this reading? Does he apply to me? Take on board. It doesn't apply to me? Ignore the message, because the chances are it's not for you. So it says in here, in the message of free will, it says, choose the path that is true to your values and do not hold back. Be bold and exercise your free will. You cannot change others, you can only change yourself. I will say it again. I think people are measuring forces in here. And forces can be measured through words, through the fact of me telling you, Mom, Dad, I believe that I know what is the best thing for you or for me. In this case, for me, I think let me use the expression for me. It's like me speaking on your behalf, but I am you, you are me. um, Mom, Dad, I strongly believe that I am capable to take decisions for myself. I don't think I need you controlling my life. What happens in here is either we have a parent that's failing to realize that, look, this child of mine is a grown up now. Yes, I'm paying the bills, they need to respect me, but I need to respect them as well. And respecting here means you live under my rules, but I allow you to make the life you want as long as we see eye to eye. And seeing eye to eye in here doesn't mean agree in everything. It's about trusting. The energy that is missing between people that came to pile number three with their parents is trusting. And for some of them, I believe you have your reasons for not trusting in them, and they have their reasons for not trusting in you. So ask yourself, where is the real problem in here? Because it says in here, beneath the surface lies great bounty. But this great bounty in here is your relationship had all the potential to be a wonderful relationship between a mom and a dad. But you guys are holding on and really tight. So you're unable to let go of what you perceive right and what they perceive wrong, and vice versa. Another thing that I'm feeling in near pile number three, I'm not here to instigate people to come from where they are living to go to a different place. Because when I'm speaking, I cannot only think about ages as well, because I'm meant to deliver my work, and delivering my work means I need to say what I'm feeling. And sometimes age can be a restriction, so you need to be responsible enough to make a wise choice and decision with what I'm going to say. Why? Because we have people in here, they might be even in their over 40s, for example, and they are still living with their parents. And that's a no-no. Why am I saying that? It's not because you and your parents are not meant to be together, but you can't be together. There's a clash of personalities, and none of you is about to change. So you guys are that type of people that you can love each other a lot, but if you are together in the same place, you can mix love with hate. What is meant to be perceived as love, you start seeing as like, I hate you, I can't stand you. But in reality, it's the proximity between you guys that is not healthy. You are meant to visit each other. You are meant to be each person on their own space. Of course, if your parents are 80 or 90, I'm not going to say drop them and move. No, in this case, there's nothing we can do. It's part of life. So get over it because the worst is done, isn't it? Or the worst already happened. So there's nothing else in here. At this age in here, the only thing you can do is actually make the best of what you have. Okay? For certain people. For other people, what I'm feeling is you are able to live in a different place and still support your parents. This will be one of the best decisions. And what I'm feeling in here for certain people is the connection with the female energy. Now, ask yourself who is more emotional, your mom or your dad, for example. Ask yourself who does this information that you're receiving makes more sense. But what I'm feeling is majority of people in here is the female energy that you guys do not see eye to eye. For some certain people, you might even feel like, let's say you're outside, people see you guys, you're like, oh, I love my mom to bits. Yeah, it could be true, but you guys cannot stand together in the same place for a long period of time. There's no way around it for some people. Remember, whoever came to this reading in here, we are not talking about people that are living a happy family life. We are talking about people that do have sorrows and they have space in their heart to be healed. Therefore, this reading won't be able to apply to everyone. Why? Because you need to make sure to use your discernment and make use of your judgment at all time. And this situation in particular in here, it's saying some people need to find a way of having their own places. Young people in here, for example, if you crush a lot with your parents right now, I would say learn, grow. When you are in a position of taking care of yourself, then you can move out if you feel like. And for certain people, I even believe your own parents are going to help you actually. So there's no need of saying like, oh, I'm going to run away from home. It's your loss actually when you run away from home. Your loss, I mean. This is the way I see it, okay? And in here, there's no judgment. Each person's entitled to see the world and the life the way they want it. So in my particular case, I think like, yeah, living in a place where everything is done for you, yeah, being supported. What else do you want? For goodness sake, make sure that you work for your own life. So this message in here is just for certain people, okay? It's not for everyone. So pile number 3, the word for you in here, discernment, discernment, discernment for everyone. If you're not mature enough to embrace the words that are being shared in here, please leave the reading. You're more than welcome to do so because I won't be responsible for anything that you understand. I am responsible for what I say and I am responsible for what I believe. But whatever you hear and whatever you do, it's your own responsibility. So, what I'm giving you in here is advice for the future. The future is saying that change can happen, but for that change to happen, everyone needs to let go of the ego. Everyone needs to let go of the energy of, instead of fighting against each other, let's work with each other. People that know that the nature of life is to grow, reproduce, and move on, the universe is coming to say, look, your parents are everything for you. But if you feel like your relationship is not stable, it's us from the future telling you that take all the advantage that you can now, all the support that they are giving you because they are doing it out of love. Take the opportunities, create the reality that you want, so in one day you will be able to be in the same position your parents are now, but with more understanding and the more capacity of doing the right things for your own kids when the time comes in. Let's see what we have in here. And we have, is it Cougar? Cougar? I don't know, whatever. You can do it. Sorry. You can do it. I'm sorry, there are certain names for me, they are funny to read because I always have like a malicious um, message coming associated with certain words, and I end up laughing, and maybe it's not even laughable for certain people. So I am really sorry, but one way or another, what really matters in here is you can do it. Pile number three. I don't think pile number three is about healing yourself from your parents, but is about you guys healing yourself from the ego and understanding that you're meant to be, not to live together. What I'm going to say with this again is not everyone that are meant to be can stay together. And this is the case for majority of people that connected with pile number three. What you need to forgive yourself is the perception you have or you had to embrace about parents, about family. Maybe you've been educated to be by their side till the age of, I don't even know. And what spirituality is saying here is no. Loving someone sometimes means I care for you, but I can't be with you, but I will be supporting you. Translate this in when the time comes in, I'm really feeling the age 21, 21 plus for people that definitely have a big problem with their parents when it comes to measuring forces. I feel like after 21, after your degree, after you learning a tiny bit from life, I say between 21 and 25, it's time enough for you to start preparing yourself for your um, capacity of surviving by yourself. I don't know if it makes sense in here because some people in here they never left their parents, so it's not advisable for you to move one moment to another because there's no reason for that in here. What I'm feeling in here, there is love around you, but there's no understanding. So if we are young, let me just shorten this message in here so we can wrap up this reading. If you are young, I would say between today up to your 25 years old, the universe is inviting you to create the life you want, including having your own space. It doesn't have to be far, far away. It can be whatever it makes you feel comfortable, okay? Don't worry about it. The second thing they are saying, if you are over 21 and you have the capacities of having your own space, go for it. For the exception of people that they would love being living by themselves now, but unfortunately life does happen and sometimes you're not able to move in the way you'd love to, the universe is coming to say, when you move out from this space, you will be able to allow the healing energy to manifest in everyone. Why? Because the only thing that is happening in here is two people that the circumstances brought you together, but you were not meant to stay together forever. And this together in here is proximity, living under the same roof. You can even live in the next door, but not under the same roof. I don't know if you notice in these cards in here, there's only one person in here. There's only one spirit animal in here. There's only one person in here. There's only one dragon in here. And even you have the nature. So it's almost like go back to basics. And going back to basics is knowing that you've born alone, and at some point in your life you need to live alone. And alone in here means far away from your parents' wings. This is the message for some people. At some point, even people that have kids, our kids will grow, they will need to learn to fly. Because for them to be able to fly and grow, they can't do it under our own wings. Why? Because we have a perception of life the way that it has to be, and they have as well their own perception. And in here is not about who is right, who is wrong. It's about experiences. Each person is entitled to her own experience or to his own experience. So it's all about knowing that we came to this life to live a life we're entitled to look out for what is the best for us. And that includes finding your own destiny, moving through your journey towards your destiny alone or with the people that you think or feel that are needed in your life right now. And sometimes you can't do it under the wings of your parents. Let me tell you the truth. I'm doing this reading, but I'm like, oh my God, if my daughter comes and picks up this pioneer, it's going to be beautiful because I need to be ready. So, what I'm doing in my mind already is like, okay, we have a great relationship, but I'm pretty sure at some point I will need to let her go. Not because we do not get along, we can live perfectly together in the same place. I'm speaking for myself in particular, okay? But I strongly believe that at some moment in her life, she will need to fly. And if I'm going to be by her side, the chances are I might cut her wings due to certain fears of protection. To avoid that, what I will need to do is to recognize that I've done it myself to my parents. She will do it, but the only thing that I will make sure is that I can be there to protect her and be there whenever she needs me. So, this is the message I can give to certain people in here that are already parents. Unfortunately, we do raise our kids not to keep them as a prisoner, but to teach them to fly. And in the process of teach them to fly, we need to journey inside us as well and recognize that we can give our best, but our best sometimes is not enough. Why? Because it's not been done by their own energy. They need to live their lives, they need to have their experience and by their own experience. And by that, I'm not talking about wrong things. Okay? Discernment, again, is the word for everyone. It's all about recognizing that if they are mature, they are responsible, they've done the studies, they've been a good boy or a good girl, why not support them? It's painful. Well, it's only painful because we are trying to hold on. Release, and I'm pretty sure, leave the door open, they will come more often than you think. To the point of you asking, didn't you get your own house to move? What are you doing in here every day? So some might be saying, yeah, in mom's house, I can eat, I have my clothes washed, or dad's house, whatever. So yeah, I live in the other side, but I will keep going there every day. And in this way, you save your relationship. So this pioneer, whoever survived till the end of the reading, I'm pretty sure is that probably you are a parent as well that came to this reading. If you are not, it's fine. You're being prepared. Whatever situation you are in right now, believe changes will manifest in your relationship with your parents. But for now, someone needs to let go. Either both together or allow time to bring you um, the change for certain people, okay? Because I'm being cautious in here because I believe there are certain people in here, they are unable to leave this situation right now. So for these people in here, rest assured that your freedom will come. Eventually, things will change. So what I'll do is to read the message on this card in here, and it says, sit in nature today or connect with animals. To ignite your passion for clarity, a still mind reveals many answers. Pile number three, I believe before you move, there is something that you need to find out. The reason why you came across to this person. For certain people, what I'm saying in here, soon it will be revealed to you the reason why you went back to your parents' house. For some people, I think you went back to heal the divine feminine. The divine feminine, in this case, probably for certain people will be your mother, for other people will be your father. It depends if they are together. It depends on each person reality. But someone went back home to help their moms to overcome their pains, to discover and show them how beautiful they are. You want them to help them to clear the past so they can heal the present and live a free future. You are meant to be in this particular pace to help someone to choose the path that is true to their values and to not hold back. So, pile number three, I think you had a wonderful message in here. And one of the message in here is to let you know that all the pain that certain people are going through, I don't believe it's a lost cause. There is a reason behind it. And the reason is healing yourself through healing your mother or your father. Is the action of you going back is enough to bring the healing energy and free you and free your mom and avoid that all this sorrow that you guys had to go through to move on towards the next generation. This is the message for people connected with pile number two. Oops, sorry, pile number three. I'm always like changing things. This is a message for people connected with pile number three. To each one of you that came to this reading, thank you so much for your presence, not just in my page, but in my life. I just want to say I do appreciate everyone that comes in here and leaves the comment. Sometimes I reply, sometimes I just leave like an emoji or a heart, but I do read all of them. There are others that I have to confess that I'm not sure if I even should put a like because I feel like they're either joking or they're expressing something that I cannot understand. So because I cannot understand it, I cannot engage till they become more clear. I'm not the type of person to sustain things that I cannot understand for a long period of time. Because for me, it's all about respect. You don't understand? Ask clearly and politely. I will do so. Other people, I don't know. They write certain things that I have to confess. I don't know if it's meant for me to read it or they just drop the message because it feels like they're just speaking gibberish. So it's not everyone, but I've seen it. And if you heard me, I'm so sorry at not being able to understand what you're saying because the message wasn't clear enough, okay? But apart of that, to everyone else, and including the people that are writing, taking their time to write or post things that sometimes we cannot understand, I just want to say thank you for taking your time to come into to my readings, to come into my page, because actually it is an effort to land in my page out of nowhere and drop your message. I believe it's a sign of the universe that my voice is going everywhere. So thank you so much for everyone. Uh, I will really hope to see you guys in next video. Enjoy your day. Have a wonderful week ahead of you. Bye.